Happy Thursday! Thanks for joining me for a craft night with friends. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So I think we are going to finish up this letter E elephant today. We're doing that satin stitch right on the bottom there, and yeah, I think we should be able to get that done, and then I think we can prep it for free motion quilting as well. And what I mean by that is, like what we did with these other letters, we have the front and back of the fabric and some batting. We'll pin that together and get it ready for free motion quilting with the sewing machine. So I think we'll be able to do that tomorrow and get that done. So thanks again for joining. Let's get stitching. Okay, everyone, thanks for joining. So let's get this cute little elephant done. We got the actual elephant done last night, and we started on the satin stitch, and we are doing a diagonal satin stitch for this whole thing, which is a little bit different than what we've done before. Before we kind of went with the shape. So like, for example, like with this letter D, we just kind of went with the arc, so our stitches go in the same direction as the arc. This one, we are doing them all completely diagonal, like a 45-degree angle. So we drew a bunch of guides. I might even have to draw some more in, you know, with like a stitch or two here or there, but we are just going to fill that in. And I'm using 3 strands of floss, which typically for super fancy satin stitch, a lot of times just 1 strand is used, but we're doing all 3. Oh man, you guys, I gotta take the sweater off. It got so cold here again, and it snowed all day. I think it's actually still snowing. Ugh. It's second winter. If you're in the Midwest, you know what second winter is. We had like false spring for like 2 days, and now it's second winter, and it's driving me batty. I think it's supposed to be nice this weekend, but tomorrow I think it's just supposed to be gloomy. I don't think it's supposed to snow tomorrow though, but ugh, God, today it was just fully snowing all day long. Luckily, the ground's warm enough now that it's kind of melting right away, but it's still enough to make it white on the ground still. It's just not accumulating, like we're not getting inches of snow. It's just kind of melting, but boo! Super boo. Alright, I'm just gonna put these 3 strands together. And there we go. Oh, you guys, I had the first casualty of my nails, too. Oh, you don't think you're... Denise, I see you there. I can see your chat over on YouTube. But I had the first nail casualty. I got a little chip in the side there. So I've been treating my nails, like, roughly, just to test how this powder nail stuff goes. And after, what are we on, like 11 days or 12 days or so now, which is so much time. That's like 6 times longer than what I would normally be able to do with just lacquer. I got the tiniest little bit of a chip. It's crazy. Oh, Miss Madera says, 1 strand, I have to use at least 2. Yeah, I'm using 3. It just fills the gaps faster. I mean, we did do a test once. Tiger Tail, I'm in Minnesota. We did do a test once where we did like 3 strands versus like 6 strands versus 1 strand. And sure, 1 strand does look a bit more satiny. So this is 3 strands. And, you know, you can see the twists and everything there. With 1 strand, the light, you know, whatever your light source is, hits it all at the same angle because all the strands are perfectly straight next to each other. So it just gives it like a satinier look. But, you know, it still looks nice with 3 strands as well. So I'm doing the 3 strands just because it's faster. But 1 strand does really look pretty and fancy. All right. We And now we are ready to get at this again. Oh, yes. So I do separate each strand individually just because, here, I'll just do it again. This has 3 strands in, but it's just a really fast way to separate floss is if you grab an end, like you just kind of isolate one strand and put your fingers together over the rest and then pull, and it just pulls out really quickly, and you can run your hand through it, and then you can do it again. And I do that when I'm splitting my 3 strands. It goes faster than trying to pull a couple strands off, and it doesn't twist up like it can when you do that. So I've kind of switched over from pulling the couple strands like slowly on each side to just like whoop, just zooping them out one by one. All right, I think I'm going to start this by putting another guide line in. I think I need one here. So for these satin stitches, I'm just going onto the outside, just a hair on the outside of the line, just to make sure I cover up the line. Think about there. Got me that angle. There. So I drew all the lines in before the angles that I want, just so my stitches don't like kind of veer off as I go. I want them nice and diagonal like this. So we're just, if I feel like I need another stitch in there as a guidepost, I'm putting it in. I think I did that stitch a little crooked, so I'm just going to go right up next to it. I think this will kind of balance it out. Yep, and one more in here. Yeah, so this would have been shinier and just like nicer, I'm sure, with just one strand, but that would have taken forever. No, thank you. Sometimes I'll do that with just the single strand. But I think this is totally fine if I do the 3. Oh, cool! Brittany says I was inspired to go to Michael's and bought my first punch needle kit. Amazing! Oh, because watching you with the tulips. Oh, that's so awesome. I hope you have tons of fun doing it. It is just, I don't know, there's something about it. I just kind of love it. It's scary, though, a little bit like how knitting is scary. Like, oh my gosh, what if I pull out all my stitches? But you can just stitch them up again right away. But it is just like really, really fun. I have the tulip sitting here next to me, and I just keep wanting to just start stitching it. So what Brittany's talking about is punch needle. We worked on that a couple, I guess last week. Yeah, last week we were working on that. But I'll like, I have it sitting like literally right next to me here, but it's huge. So here's like the tulips that we've been punch needling. It's from my tulip, I'm just grabbing there, it's from my tulip embroidery pattern. I just blew it up like 600% on the printer, and now I'm doing it on this monk's cloth. Here's one of the leaves down here, so I got like a bunch more leaves to go. Let me flip it around. You work from the back, so on the back I actually have the rest of the stems and the leaves on there. But oh my god, I am dying to work on this some more. So I think it won't be this weekend, but maybe next weekend. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to do like a fun day of that or something. So this weekend I'm visiting my parents. It's my mom's birthday coming up over the weekend. So this is where we have like, I don't think my diagonal quite gets to that line. It's goofy, like having these stems coming out of the E's to go diagonally, because I can't go diagonal across them, but I can in some places. Ooh, that one's sketchy. I feel like I'm kind of it's getting bulky in some places. I'm not sure I've ever done like a nice diagonal like this across letters like this. So this is just kind of new for me a little bit. I think this one can go all the way across yet. I think it's the next one that I'm gonna have to. Yeah, now I gotta deal with just going on this middle area, middle stem. I'm going to stitch this diagonal right away that I have drawn in, just so I can see that angle again. And I think now I can go up to that. I don't think I need another guide point. But yeah, I'm having so much fun with that punch needle. I haven't done it in ages, and sometimes it just like, I feel like crafts for me are ideas, I suppose. Ideas related to crafts. Just at some point they boil to the top, and then I have to do it. But sometimes like an idea will just simmer. These simmer and boil, I don't know, it's just a funny way of talking about it. But sometimes it'll just simmer there for a little, down lower, but eventually it may boil to the top, and then I just have to work on it, and that's kind of how the punch needle was. Just had to do it all of a sudden. But I'm really happy with it. It's fun to work that big, and I'd love to do a lot more stuff like that. I have one kind of weird angle going on in here. Or maybe these angles are weird. I don't know. I think we can fudge it. Let's just kind of push them up a little bit. We're going for an overall effect. I think it's nice. But it's tricky. It's tricky doing all these diagonals. I wonder if it'd be easier to work... Ooh, gosh, maybe I am a little off on the angles. I'm thinking it might be easier to work vertically to the angle. So then all my stitches would be like vertical, and just immediately when I turned I could see that these stitches are not the same angle as these ones I have drawn here. So I think maybe this is a good idea. It's just easier to see. Alright, I'm almost out of floss for these last little bits. I'm gonna turn it right side again. I'm almost out of floss, but I have enough to get a bunch more stitches. I'm not going to jump down to the next spot, though. I'll travel in the backs of stitches that are already there, so you don't see my stitches on the back. Oh, Deborah's wanting to know how the powder nails are working out. Well, it's what, like day 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's day 11 today, and that's almost 6 times the amount of time I would normally, or like I would have had to do them 6 times, at least 5 times during this amount of time. So it's saving me lots of time in the evening for sure, which I appreciate. I don't have to. Oh, I kind of can't see this line. I can in the light a little bit better, but I'm going to just draw this little corner kind of faded a little bit. It looks like I've been handling it a lot. There we go. But it's at totally an acceptable stage yet. The nails, like I feel okay being on camera with them still, I suppose. They're not perfect. Like I said, this is the first thing that happened, and it was just today. So like 11 days in, I have a tiny little chip in the thumb, and like I said, I've been extra aggressive with them. Like things I normally would be like way more careful with, I haven't been, just to see. And I don't know where I got that chip, but it's something I was doing today. So I think it's a win, although I haven't taken them off yet, so that might not be fun. But still, to not have to think about it, you know, like I didn't have to redo them 5 times since I've had these ones on, so that's time I can now not have to do that. I just keep thinking, like, the reason, I keep doing my nails. I know we're talking about nails again, but I've talked about this before, but, like, I remember when there was this rubber band craft, so, like, these itty-bitty rubber bands, and it was like a teenager craft for a while or whatever, or a preteen sort of craft that was popular a few years ago. That's not very straight. I'm going to redo that one. But it was to, like, make bracelets and stuff out of these rubber bands. And I remember, like, this group on Facebook was like, oh, yeah, you got to go see X and X on, so-and-so on YouTube. But her nails are so horrible, I couldn't watch it all the way through or whatever. And so that's kind of stuck in my head, like, oh my god, that's true. You're, like, in all these close-up things, and if you can't get the information because, the nails are bad or whatever. So that's, for some reason, that's stuck in my head, and so now I'm, like, paranoid about it. Kimberly's asking, so what do I do with my extra time? Well, I don't rush through eating my dinner as quickly, so that's nice. I don't have to think about, like, oh crap, I gotta get that, I can't do, I gotta stop whatever I'm doing early because I need X amount of time to do my nails, so I don't have to think of either of those things. Or, like, if I think I'm ready to come on, but then I'm just like, oh my god, I have to do my nails quick, like, oh, that sucks. So, it's more of, like, a mental load that I don't have to carry anymore. At least with this first time doing it. So we'll see. I'm gone this weekend, but I am theoretically planning on going live during the day on Monday to redo them. Maybe I'll even go live to take them off, but I haven't done that before and that seems scary, so I might not do that, but we'll see. Just putting a diagonal in the middle here. Okay, I am going to need more, but we need more anyway. More floss for this small letter E. So I'm not going to sweat it that I didn't finish this letter E. But I think it's pretty, the satin stitch going all in one direction. It would be fun to do one of these, like, just using the one strand, just to see what that looks like. Kimberly says, so you've recouped some sanity. All good. Yep, I'd say that's probably a good way of describing it. All right, I'm going to weave in this end. I probably could have gotten a few more stitches out of there, but oh well. Oh, Amy says, I feel bad for people who paint. Oh, and the color gets stuck under the nails and looks like dirt. I can stand chipped nails more than dirty nails. Oh, good to know. That's it's good to know. Brittany, you'll have to come back and let us know how that punch needle goes. Or, like, let us know what you're going to punch needle first. That just sounds like fun. I like embroidering. This is fun. I like that this is our, like, big long-term project doing this, but it would be fun to do that punch needle right now too. For sure the last week of this month we'll work on it some more. All right, let's weave in, finish up this letter E. Oops. Pulled it a little too far. Let's try that again. I just don't know how that happened. I just kept pulling after I saw it. Where it should end. Okay. Looking cute. I really like this color. This was a suggestion from somebody yesterday to do this color, the green here, and I really like how it's turning out. I don't think I did any of these letters this color green in the original ones the first time I did this, so it's just kind of fun doing them green now. And I think I'm just going to eyeball it to the end. I hope that I don't angle my stitches too weird. I had to go all out and about town today and in the snow too, and ugh, at least it wasn't slippery or anything, but man, I'm ready for a nice spring day with the birds chirping, and can just sit out on the stoop and have a cup of coffee. Ugh, that sounds nice. All right, one little bit more, one tiny stitch for this corner down here, and I think we got first letter E. Cute. Okay, love it. Let's flip it around, weave in our end, and we'll start fresh. I'll start with an away knot again, and that we can weave in later. It's kind of picky, but then we're not just jumping over to that other E. A little cleaner way of doing it. Okay, so I drew a bunch of lines in this E already, so we'll follow those. But again, we got like this hole in the middle there that, and you know, a lot of stuff where that's going to chop up our diagonals to make it a little tricky again. Okay, let's put the way knot like right here. This is just to reserve some floss to weave in later. Okay, let's, I'm gonna just do this first line. All right. You know what? I think I'm just gonna do it the same way. A lot of times I stitch in all those first, all the lines first, but I think we're just going to get one and then backtrack to fill in the space. See how that goes. It was a suggestion here to do the diagonal. I think I need one more in here from a viewer as well, so this has just been fun trying some things a little different than I normally go at it. Alright, I'm going to do this diagonal. Ugh, Denise says we've been in the 80s here lately. Last night, a cold front came through and we were 73 for a high. Oh my god, that sounds so freaking perfect. Ugh. I can just smell like the air at that temperature. That's just so nice. Ugh, that sounds great. I think it's supposed to get up to like the 50s this weekend. I think it's still going to be like 30s tomorrow, but 50s this weekend, so that'll be a bit nicer, but you know, it's no 73 or 80. Oh, Jenna says, I love the diagonal on the green. Yeah, I think the green is looking freaking awesome. I love this green. It's like a nice emerald green. And the diagonal is fun. I like this idea of just doing all one angle and like just like an interesting fun angle like this is kind of cool. Alright, so I'm just gonna kind of, oh, this is gonna be kind of weird. Let's see, how do we do this? I guess I'm just gonna go around here until I can connect again. Maybe once I get to this line, I'll jump back over here. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this yet. I think we'll get to here, and I'll finish this corner, and then I'll have to jump back. Actually, I might be out of floss by then anyway, so it'll all work out. The floss will determine it for me. Oh, Marcia says it was 67 today and 80 on Tuesday. Ooh, in upstate South Carolina. That sounds so comfortable. You know what? It just sucks because I was great all winter. I was like proud of myself all winter. Like, dang, I'm fine. This winter's great. I'm walking and it's just lovely. It's fine. Spring can happen when it happens, but then we had those couple freaking gorgeous days, and by gorgeous I mean like low 60s, and just sunny, and you know, where there's actual heat coming off the sun instead of just, you know, the clouds opening up to let in more cold. And then ever since those couple days, I've just been like cabin fevery, and it's been lasting for a couple weeks now. I feel like the still winter, second winter, as they say, stupid second winter. Ugh, it's super bumming me out though. Oh, Robin, I'll have to check it out. Robin sent you a picture of what I did with the flower eyes on Facebook. Oh, with the flower and the eyes on Facebook. Ooh, I will check it out right when we're done here. I love seeing everyone's work. It's so fun that, like, you know, even if like one is doing the same design as someone else, like it's always going to be different, and it's always going to be unique to that person, which is just so cool. How did I do the tail? Oh, Wanda, the tail, like we did this poofy tail. We did that Tuesday? It had to be Tuesday. So we did that on Tuesday. So if you check out Tuesday's live, we did it first thing. So it's turkey work. So if you look real close, you can kind of see there's a few little stitches in there. Those are part of the turkey work stitches. That's kind of what locks in the stitch. But it gives like that tufted effect. It's kind of tedious, I sort of feel like, but I think it's only tedious in my head because I don't do it often. I just think I need a whole lot of practice with it. But it is so freaking fun and cute looking. That was a suggestion from I think Amy on YouTube to try that out for the tail, and I love how it turned out. So silly. But yeah, so that's it's called turkey work or a turkey stitch. If you just Google turkey work embroidery, then it'll pop up. All right, I think I figured out how I'm doing this since I already did it. I just jumped down when I got close to that corner and did the line that I drew in, and then I just kind of backtracked, and now I'm getting the rest of this corner, and then I'll be out of thread for sure. I might not even finish this. But yeah, so we did that on Tuesday, and that was really fun. It actually took most of the time. On Tuesday, we just did the little floof here, and I think we did the flower. We changed this into a sunflower, and from the Satin Stitch little petaled flowers that it was in the design, we just changed it to a bunch of lazy daisy stitches instead. And I just like how that turned out too. But yeah, so that's how, and that didn't take very long. So it was mostly the turkey work that took the time on Tuesday. All right. I think we'll get this corner done. But then I think I'll weave in the end. I might get a couple more stitches out of it. But it'll be close. Oh, I think I need to cut a whole new piece of thread for this too. Well, that's fine because we are using the same like clumps of like the same skeins of thread throughout this whole project. So if I start a whole new, if I have to split a whole new skein now and or 6 strands just to finish this little area. Actually, there's quite a bit here, but that's fine because we'll use it in other places. All right, yeah, I don't know if I should have came up here, but I'm gonna try and get these last like maybe 2 stitches here, and then I'll weave in the ends. Definitely can't go much further. Maybe I'll just do 1. I think that looks fine just like that. All right, let's weave it in. Oh, and then we can weave in our away knot, like what we put on reserve there. Okay, and it's looking cute. Let's snip this knot off. All right, and then weave in that end as well. Little fuzzle that's hanging out here. There we are. Okay, let's get more green. Used up quite a bit of this floss too. All right, get my 24 inches or so. Zoop. All right. Just trying to isolate 1 skein. There we are, or 1 thread. 1. 2. And 3. Alrighty. Oh yay! Denise says her sunflower piece should be here tomorrow. So excited. Here is the sunflower. So we'll be stitching this not next week, but the week after. This is our embroidery of the month for this month. And this is all like stem stitch. I'm excited for these petals to stitch all those. But yeah, sent mail out today, so everyone should be getting their stuff soon. All right, so I think maybe I'll just continue like right here and go from right to left to here. And then maybe I'll get this long one here and then come back and then get this bottom area. I think that sounds good. Got a plan. Oh, the sunflower is your favorite so far, Robin? I'm really, really, really loving how that one turned out. I kind of want to do more like that. I've been doing a lot of drawing for embroideries coming, like upcoming embroideries, this past 2 weeks or so. And I'm gonna be drawing more still, so I more than open to take suggestions if there's anything you guys would like to see. I know someone emailed us about doing a sea turtle in kelp or something. I'm like, oh yeah, we haven't done anything like that yet, so that would be kind of fun. All right, I think I'm going to jump down and get this long one in that I have a line drawn for, just because that's a good guide. Yeah. Okay, that's looking good. I really do like this all diagonal in one direction like this. Oh, that didn't feel right. Oh, I do have a little knot on the back here. Oh, weird. It's like a real knot here. How did that happen? This is not like my normal loopy knot. This is like a full actual knot. I'm going to have to pull the thread up to the back. Huh. That's super odd. I don't know how I even accomplished that. Usually the knots that happen with embroidery are just like a loop, or the floss like looped around itself. So you just gotta kind of loosen that loop, but this is like an actual knot. That's unusual. The other time that I get knots is when I accidentally, when I'm pulling my needle through to the back, I'll actually like accidentally go through the actual floss, so I'm twisting it around a bunch of threads that are already there. Which, that's the only thing I can think of that might have happened here. Alright, well, we're gonna just chill here while I get this knot out, I suppose. Otherwise I'd just cut this and start fresh, but I don't want to do that. Yeah, I feel like this knot isn't through all the threads, so I must have just stuck my needle in accidentally. Ugh, this is gonna be annoying though. Maybe we gotta go one thread at a time. Alright, well, this will take a few minutes here. What I should do is just snip it here, weave in this end, and then like snip the knot off, and then weave in the end again and start fresh, but I want to see if I can get it. Full concentration mode. I've kind of pierced a thread here. I'm just gonna trim it. Ugh, that sucks. But yeah, what happened is when I brought my needle back up, I must have like gone through like the skeins like this and tied it into a knot. Boo. That's one benefit to the sewing method where you just go in and out in the same motion. You don't really get those knots very often because you're not letting any slack twist up on itself. Well, that was annoying. Let's try that again. Ooh, Amy says fireworks with reflection on the water for July. That's interesting. never tried to embroider fireworks. That's an interesting concept. I'm gonna have to think about that. I do have pretty much through September figured out. So anything suggested will probably be after September, or it might be we've been releasing some patterns during the month too, just because I've been drawing more, and so we can release more patterns, which has been kind of fun. It's been fun to do these extra patterns, like the flowers and that sort of thing. So that would be a fun extra pattern for July. For sure. I have to think about that. I could just see like a bunch of little sparkly French knots somehow. My favorite fireworks are the ones that you have those long streams of just like silver sparkles. Those are my favorite. That kind of like last forever. Ooh, hot air balloons. That's a cute idea. Ooh, this still has to go all the way to the top, I think, here. There we go. Now they're all on this bottom one. So great. All we have left is this bottom curve. I don't have to worry about crossing over any holes or gaps or anything. And yeah, good. Home stretch. Oh yeah, cornucopia. That'd be. I do like that idea. It's a nice autumn scenario. Next line. I'm really liking this green. Ugh, I hope I don't have to get more thread for this. I think we'll have enough. One could maybe fit in there, one more, but let's see. I'm gonna just let this dangle a little. Oh, I guess it's not that twisty. It feels twisty. So see, this angle kind of has veered more vertical again compared to this angle here in the other stitches. So I'm going to start from this angle, which, you know, we drew and measured. And hopefully it'll look like it'll correct some of these stitches here. Uh-oh. Another little knot. Okay, so that's an actual loopy knot. So this is the typical knot. And for these loopy knots, you can usually just stick your needle in the loop and pull on one side of the floss. One side will make it tighter and one will make it looser, or one will bring it up to the needle. So you got to find which one that is. And then once you bring it up to the needle, you can just pop it out. Boop. And that should work. There we are. Just gotta rethread it again. Give it a little trim. Man, I'm having trouble with this thread tonight, though. Man. All right, 2 more stitches in here for sure. There we are. Okay. Last little bit. So I'm going to try and quilt this tomorrow. I don't know like a design or anything yet, so we'll think about that. And I'll if I remember, I'll try and bring my little clipboard where we can practice on. Oh, and that's where my dry erase marker was. I have a dry erase marker, and I was gonna write like I put a bowl of not hard-boiled eggs in a bowl, and I was gonna label the bowl, but I couldn't. I don't know what I did with my dry erase marker, but I remember now that's with my little clipboard to practice free motion quilting drawing. So anyway, it's with that, but I'm gonna bring that as well, so maybe we can do like some practice on what we want the design to be before free motion quilting too. I will be on location tomorrow at my parents', so I'll be using my mom's sewing machine theoretically to do the free motion quilting. And if none of that works, at worst, I will bring my tatting with too, so we can tat if I can't get the machine to work or something. But all right, we are done with the elephant. I just really love the little extras we did on this, like the little tail with the turkey work, our fun little sunflower, and then that emerald, the fresh basil color of the E, I think is really, really cute. Okay, let me just heat up the iron here. I think we have enough time to give this a little press around the edge, and let me get a piece of batting and our backing fabric, and we can pin this together and get it all prepped for tomorrow. Okay. So here's my stack of fabric and batting. So we've already cut it out. So let me just grab. It's kind of flannelly, so it's sticking together. So it's a little hard to just grab. But there we go. We got a piece of batting and a piece of backing. All right. So first I want to give this just a little press. So let me get my pressing mat. I'm not going to press in the embroidery at all, but just kind of want to get the that ring away a little bit. Got a little bunchy around the letter E's, but that will resolve itself later, I think. There. Okay, so last up, let's pin this together. I'm going to grab my cutting mat just so it has a surface to pin on. So I have a surface to pin on and not scratch my table here. And then I'm going to grab my container of curved safety pins. So these are my quilting pins. They're curved safety pins. You can see like the little bent safety pins, and it makes it easier to go down and up through all the layers of fabric. So let's layer them. So we have the back fabric, and my fabric's directional, so it has a clear top and bottom. So I need to just keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep those upright. And then the batting. So this is a natural batting, like a natural cotton batting. And one side you can see all the flecks, and one side you can't. So there's quite a big difference. You look at all those flecks compared to here. So I'm going to put the flecks to the back. And then we'll just stick this right on front. So this is such a little piece that I'm going to be stitching, so I don't know if I really need to pin it all that much. I think I've been kind of over pinning it a little bit. So I kind of want to let's pin close to the elephant here. I might just put a few in. So I think I want to... We'll photograph this for the blog. We've been keeping track of this project in a blog post, so you can see. So for quick links to all the videos for these, all the playlists, go check out the ABC Stitch Along. Just do a search for that on Penguin and Fish, and you'll be able to see you'll get to the blog post with a couple clicks that will show you the whole process, or get you to every animal that we've done so far. It'll just be like a history of it. So I kind of think this might be all we need, really, because I mean it is flannel, and or this bottom is flannel, which kind of sticks to things, and our fabric's kind of sticking. So what we've done is kind of stretched out this embroidered area, and I think that's really all we'll need to do. So I might actually put a couple more in just in case, since I'm not going to be I'm going to be on location, so I want to make sure I have enough. So let's put one down here. And then I think maybe the four corners, just in case. I don't actually think I need them, but I'll be sad if I did need them and I didn't have them. Oh, JW says the letters turned out great. Yeah, I do really like that diagonal. I think that turned out really kind of sweet. I'd like to do that again for sure. All right, you know what? I think that's enough. So, all right. That's that. Then I think we will call it for the evening there. So this is the first time that you can kind of get a feel of it being in its final form as a quilt, because you get all three layers together. And so what our plan is we've already done a few of these. So here's the D again. So what we're going to do now is, this will be tomorrow, we'll do the quilting. So we've done this with the sewing machine. Ooh, I have to remember to bring this color thread with again. And here's a few other ones. So we'll have to play around with what we want for the design of the quilting. Ultimately, these will be cut down quite a bit, but it's nice to just have the little bit extra to play around with. So there's our letter A. But yeah, so that's what we got so far, and we'll do some version of that with this letter E tomorrow. So, all right, everyone. Okay, so that is it for tonight. We got done a little bit early, but we were able to assemble this, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, so we will do the free motion quilting on this tomorrow. And we are just really cruising along with this quilting. I was not originally thinking we would be able to do all the quilting as quickly as we have been during the weeks here. So this is turning out great. So we'll be able to start sewing these together soon too. And we'll have a real quilt happening so quickly when we're not even done with all the blocks, which I love. So that's the quilt as you go process. And I'm having a good time with it so far. So awesome, you guys. Thank you again. Tomorrow I will just be on YouTube and TikTok, most likely, assuming everything works fine. And then on Monday I'll be back here and we'll be everywhere again. So have a lovely rest of your evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.